When you've done fighting these little monsters, you fight the boss. There's the boss fight. And this is the Grasptropod.
The Grasptropod.
Grasptropod.
That's hard to say. Grasp, because it grasps you, I guess, and it's a pod. I don't know. It's the Grasptropod.
I like it.
And this fight was challenging for me. I like that it transfers all of your weapons like specs over to the umbrella. So it's not like super annoying. You're not just like clubbing it to death, you know?
Did it? But I thought it was just like hitting it with less damage.
I felt like I was...
It actually has a little menu pop up that says it's transferring everything over. I don't know to what extent that means, though.
Yeah, my favorite part was the sound effects. When you're whacking with the umbrella, it's like, whack. It's like this boink, boink. Kind of more like, I don't know, you can hear it, but it's different than like a sword slashing through people, you know?
Right through it.
Yeah, it wasn't an impossible fight. It was kind of fun. It was a bit different because you're fighting with a fake weapon and your allies keep getting captured, which does get annoying because it kills your strategy, right?
Yeah.
But I would be remiss, too, if I didn't point out that the music for this fight was awesome. It is so classic Final Fantasy feeling while being like very new and at the same time have this high tempo, upbeat energy and really cool chord progression. And it changes throughout the fight as well. I mean, it was just really good. So whoever composed the Grasptropod boss music, bravo. I liked it. I'm a fan. It's one of my top tracks, probably in my top 10 tracks for this entire soundtrack of the game.
I mean, this is the only time that we fight in this chapter, right?
Yeah, the only time.
The only time we fight. So there's no like killing random mobs or anything. It's just a boss fight, which is kind of like interesting. And they're doing different mechanics. They're taking away party members. So I like it. I fought him on normal mode and I've fought the Grasptropod on hard mode as well. And it's tricky. Like there's certain things you have to do because you're losing, your party members.
I remember you saying it was much more tricky on hard mode. I haven't played hard mode yet.
Yeah, hard mode's just hard all around. If you lose your healer, you can't use items. So you're basically doing your best to stay alive without being able to use items. And if you have someone that's equipped with no healing materia, like you have a nice party loadout, then you're kind of screwed. But the thing that this fight does that's really interesting is because they purposely take people away and they want you to feel helpless. And I always hate that in games. It's like, no, you're arbitrarily like story reasons punishing me, but I'm like a good fighter and I've like mastered the combat and you're taking this away from me, which kind of ticked me off, but they make up for it by what happens next.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. So eventually our whole party is captured while we're fighting the Grasptropod. And Cloud is then left fighting solo, right? Until even he is captured. And then Hojo starts to walk away when the hero of the moment...
I want you to use the film director terminology for what this is.
The film director terminology for what is?
For what is about to happen, like this thing that happens that...
I don't know.
Completely shifts the narrative.
Tell us, Ernest.
What is it?
Deus ex machina.
Oh. Give us the definition of the Deus ex machina.
Deus ex machina is Latin for God from the machine. And it is the thing where, like, when all hope is lost and the end seems inevitable, out of nowhere
comes the hero of the moment.
Comes this, like, God from the machine that just drops, like, almost a God level,
That's a good way to describe it. That's definitely what happens here.
That's exactly what happened. This is like a known...
Yeah, it's definitely a story tactic, you could say.
And that was exactly what happened here, because I'm with Spencer. When this happened, I almost got out of my chair.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy too because, and the way it happens as well. So one Miss Yuffie, right? She's the one who appears to literally save the day with like ninja heroism.
Spoil your comeback?
Nah, you did good.
And it's quite the sight to behold. And it's also quite the reminder why it was so unrealistic for her to stop breathing after that dumb sea monster knocks her out of the rowboat and under Junon. Come on.
Oh, come on. The sea monster got the jump on her. That's what happened.
It's so dumb. That whole scene sucked. I didn't like it at all. And part of it is because like this, like here Yuffie comes out and she saves the day. The way she does it is actually hilarious. So Cloud is sitting there like fighting this giant squid robot when suddenly this like...
He gets captured too, doesn't he? Like, it's like,
okay,
all the party members are gone. Hojo's done. He's got everybody. So you think you're
Yep.
done. You're like, what's going to happen?
You think you're done, and you think you're going back to the lab.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, we're going to go back to that stupid lab or something like that. But then this, like, bunch of Johnny clones holding robe guys, like, on piggyback, come running toward the Grasptropod where they're promptly captured. And then Yuffie does some fancy ninja moves, and the Johnny robe combos, like, turn into these stuffed Moogles.
With bombs in them, like...
Apparently they have bombs, because then they all, like, shoot lasers at the Grasptropod. It's actually kind of hard to see, but they destroy the Grasptropod, which blows up.
Yeah, well, it's because it captured them in and they're pulling them in and they switch from Johnnies into these Moogles, but they're like little bombs or something. Because you know when you go to Mog House...
Okay, they're bombs, because like, it looks like they're shooting lasers.
I mean, maybe could... You know when you go do the Mog House and it's the weird, annoying mini games or
I hate
whatever?
the Mog House, yes.
But they all have like little spells or difference. Like some of them have little like bomb explosions that are like cute and cartoony.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like it was
Yeah.
that. Like the Mogs, they transformed into the Moogles and then they like shot lasers and exploded the Grasptropod.
Yeah.
So in Final Fantasy, as far back as I can remember, when there being a ninja involved in the actual game, the magic they use is called Utsusemi.
Utsusemi?
It's what creates the shadows or the multiple versions of them.
The doppelganger is what they call it in English.
The doppelgangers, yeah. And so that's what happened here. But like Spencer said, it was enough that like normally the ninjas use it on themselves. So
Yeah.
that she did it on Johnny, and then even that was a farce, and it turns into the Moogles.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was sitting there like, oh man, the Moogles, watch out.
Well, did you see like the little leaves on the
Johnny's head.
Yeah.
That's how Japan identifies that they're the clone version.
But that's
Yeah.
when she does the doppelganger move. If you ever pause the frame when you do that with Yuffie,
She looks like Pinocchio.
well, yeah, she's like a wooden like puppet,
Yeah.
but then it also has a leaf on the head, I think. So
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of like probably the ninja magic.
I like that. No, it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah. So this whole ninjutsu thing like destroys the Grasptropod, it blows up, and then the real Johnny runs away, and Yuffie disappears in this awesome puff of ninja smoke.
Yeah, Johnny heroically runs away and gets all blown up and banged up.
Gets like beat up like
Yeah,
crazy.
he got beat up. Yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
like the hero of the moment.
And he was feeling all shamed,
Yep.
before this. It was like he was carrying the luggage of Shinra. He was escorting Hojo. Like he was doing all these things he didn't want to do, but he felt obligated because he was in all this debt to the mayor. And so it was nice to see him be able to have a moment of triumph that like gets him out
His
of that.
redemption arc, and he's
His
back.
redemption
He's back
arc.
with Tifa and the gang.
This is all my fault.
Hey, you! Mr. Mopey!
Huh?
Over here!
Oh, me?
You want to help him, don't you? Then you'd better hold still!
Which is so much better than saying that he was an ex-soldier and
And Cloud is hanging out with playboys and killing, murdering
yeah,
people.
it was
That's
so
awesome.
much better, right?